Hare Krishna. Summary of Canto 4, Chapter 27. Attack by Chandavega on the city of Puranjana. Puranjana, after approaching his queen, enjoyed with his queen and he forgot the effect of time. After bewildering her husband and bringing him under her control, Puranjani gave him all satisfaction and enjoyed with him. This indicates that giving up the inclination for sinful life, a jiva becomes attached to dharmic intelligence just as before. The king welcomed his satisfied queen, who approached him having bathed and dressed very nicely. The spiritual significance is that seeing the happiness of the dharmic intelligence and being freed from the contaminations in his mind, he felt very successful. Embraced by the queen and attracted by her private talks, King Puranjana became captivated by her and could not realize the passing of time. The spiritual significance is that he lost his intelligence for crossing samsara. In this way, Puranjana always remained in the arms of his wife and could not understand the meanings of self realization, neither as the self, the jiva, nor could he understand the Lord. The wife here represents dharma. Associating with dharma, one can become too attached to dharma, and that becomes the goal of life rather than liberation. In this way, Puranjana, with his heart full of lust, began to enjoy with his wife, and his youth passed away in half a moment. In his wife, he begot 1,100 sons and 110 well qualified daughters who gave fame to their parents. In this business, he passed half his life. To increase the descendants of his paternal family, he got his sons married with qualified wives and his daughters married with qualified husbands. Each son produced hundreds and hundreds of sons. In this way, the whole city of Panchala became overcrowded by his descendants. Panchala Desh refers to the field of activities where the jiva enjoys his sense objects. Actions and reactions the jiva generates are represented by sons and daughters. Puranjana's sons and grandsons were virtually plunderers of his home, treasuries, servants, secretaries, and so on. His attachment to them was so deep rooted. King Puranjana became implicated by so many desires, just like you, Prachinabhari. Narada Muni told Prachinabhari. He worshipped the demigods, forefathers, and social leaders with various kinds of animal sacrifices, just like you. At this point, Narada openly discloses to King Prachinabharhisha that the character of Puranjana is actually him. The meaning was hidden only to teach him by example. He said, being attached to fruitive activities and family, Puranjana eventually arrived at a point disliked by those overly attached to women. What was that? There was an attack. The Gandharva king Chandavega and his 360 powerful Gandharva soldiers, each with a female Gandharvi companion, surrounded and plundered Puranjana's city built for his sense gratification. Here, Chandavega represents time. Gandharvas are the 360 days. Gandharvis are the 360 nights. The white pairs of Gandharvas are the waxing phase of the moon, and the black pair of the Gandharvas are the waning phase of the moon. Chandavega and his followers surrounded the city and plundered it. So this means from birth, every day one's lifespan is stolen by time. When Chandavega and his followers began to plunder the city, a five-hooded serpent, which is actually the welfare, who was the superintendent of the city, began to defend the city. He fought alone with the 720 Gandharvas for 100 years. Seeing that the serpent had become weak from fighting alone with many powerful soldiers, the king and the citizens became very anxious. King Puranjana fearlessly enjoyed his family life along with his followers by collecting taxes from the five provinces, which is actually the five sense objects. He was completely controlled by women and unable to understand that now death was approaching. Now the entrance of old age or Jara is described through a story. At this time, Kalakanya, Jara or old age, the daughter of Chandavega time, was seeking her husband throughout the three worlds, but no one agreed to accept her. Narada told Prachina Bari, because she brought misfortune, she is known as Durbhaga. However, once a great king Puru accepted her, and being pleased, she granted him a great benediction. The benediction is that when Yayati was satisfied with his son Puru for accepting his old age, he gave him the kingdom. Narada told, she met me once when I came to this earth from Brahmaloka. Knowing that I was a brahmachari, she became very lusty and proposed that I should accept her. When I refused, she became very angry and she cursed me that I will not be able to stay in one place for a long time. Disappointed by me, but taking my advice, she approached Bhaya, the king of the Yavanas, and chose him as her husband. Narada's desire in sending Bhaya to Yavanaraj was that she could meet Bhaya and attack along with Bhaya. Or the people in old age, they would generally be influenced by fear. She went to Bhaya and she told him, I desire you because you're the best of the Yavanas. I accept you as my desired husband because I know that no one is baffled if he makes friends with you. Two types of ignorant people are lamentable according to the common understanding and the scriptures. Those who do not give charity and those who do not accept charity. Therefore, be merciful unto me and accept me. It is a gentleman's greatest duty to be compassionate upon a person who is very distressed. Hearing this, Bhaya, desiring to execute the Lord's confidential duty, began to speak to Kalakanya while he was smiling. The Lord's desire was actually to put the wheel of samsara into motion. So Bhaya told Kalakanya, after much consideration, I have decided on a proper husband for you. Although you are actually inauspicious and no one wants to accept you, I will tell you something. This world is a product of fruitive activities. Therefore, you may attack people in general. With the help of my soldiers, you can kill them without any opposition. Yavanaraj indicated that the karmis of the world will be her husband. After enjoying them, she will destroy them. But she should not approach the devotees of the Lord just like she could not approach Narada Muni because they are very close to liberation. Then Bhaya told Kalakanya, here is my brother Prajwara. You become my sister. I shall employ both of you as well as my dangerous soldiers to act imperceptibly within this world. To make Narada's words true, Yavanaraja accepted Kalakanya both as his wife and also as a sister. So this Kalakanya, daughter of time, represents Jara, old age, or Durbhaga, ill fate. Yavaneshwara or Bhaya represents fear or Mrityu, death. Prajwara actually is Vishnu Jwara, fever sent by Vishnu, which is of two types, hot and cold, typhoid and pneumonia. And the soldiers of Yavanaraja represent the different diseases by Adhyatmika, Adibhaudika and Adidaivika. Thus ends the summary of Canto 4, Chapter 27, Attack by Chandavega on the city of Puranjana. Hare Krishna.